Thank you. Question, Mike.
Suppose you want to put this out on the web.
You can, if I wanted to put it out on the web, I would probably export it as a PDF. And PDF will recognize pretty much everything that I've created in here. It'll recognize the movie, it'll recognize the link. It may or may not recognize the image gallery, but a PDF will recognize all of this. I'm sorry? The formatting will go with the PDF. All right, next question, Joe. I do use rulers because when I was working and moving things around, you saw the guidelines that appeared. The guidelines are, and they snap. They make it really easy for you to place things and adjust things, but most of the time when I'm working, I work with rulers. No, once you create the document, you have all kinds of things you can change. So
you can select a few rulers,
yes,
and it will stay up the entire time.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes. So you have the ability to choose rulers, and I believe they just have rulers across the top. I didn't see rulers across the side. Show ruler. Yeah, it just shows them across the top. I'm used to having rulers on the side as well, so I just use these smart guides that appear when I'm working with pages. It's pretty accurate. Next question? Yes.
Okay, so you're very, very good.
Thank you.
Perfect. You do a lot. But if you compare it,
No comparison. Hands down InDesign.
right.
Yeah.
What about for ease?
For ease of use, this is really good. You have to just know where things are. And hopefully, I gave you guys a good starting point because I had to dig to find this stuff. It is not like up there and easily to find. You got to go through reading, and there's some things that I realized it could not do. And it's like, what? How come it can't do that? But it's free. And Mike asked me the question earlier, how does it compare to Microsoft Word? Well, it now depends on what you need it for. I only have Pages. I have completely discarded Microsoft programs on my computer. I don't want to pay for them, and I don't need all of that it does. Pages does fine for me. If I need that type of power, I go to InDesign. All right, yes?
First, a couple comments. Thank you very much for diving into this.
Thank you.
And the presentation you did, I thought, was excellent. The area that you attacked is not the easiest thing to explain.
Right.
Right? I've tried for years to get what I call a template, which is a group of styles, right? I was used to it in Microsoft Word. Trying to get it to do the same thing in Pages has been very difficult. So my compliment.
Thank you.
You showed us today what a word processing document. But you didn't show us anything about page layout. I mean, you showed us, but you didn't go over into that side of those style sheets.
Right.
Right? Yet, answering the question for InDesign, isn't InDesign page layout?
InDesign is page layout on steroids plus 10 million things more. I can create a page layout with an automatically generating table of contents no matter what type of document I want to create in InDesign. So with programs like Pages, it's based toward, not that type of power. And it's free. So there's only so much they're going to put into it. So now as far as...
It's becoming more powerful.
It is more powerful, but I was sort of surprised at some of the things it could not do because I thought for sure I'd be able to generate a table of contents using a page layout. I started with a page layout example. I got to the very end. It's like, what? I can't do a table of contents for this? Really? So I had to start the whole thing over. So, and I loved the layout I was doing. It was really cool, like this one, but you couldn't do it. So I did not want to go into the typical, this is how you create a paragraph style. I only had an hour and a half, but I wanted to show some of the things that, again, you do not normally see people go into because that's what I said I'd do.
And I also think it was interesting. You showed us your work style.
Yes.
You have no problem talking to your document.
No, none.
Making sure it does this. And
Absolutely. Talk a lot while I'm working. Yes, Ray. Yeah, you can dictate to your programs. Yes, yes, yes. I've done that while I was taking notes before. You can dictate to the computer. It will type out what you're saying. Okay, all right. Any other questions regarding? Yes, Mike? Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I ended up using Pages, there was a program that I used exclusively for taking notes. It was an amazing program. It was called Notebook by Circus Ponies. One day, they went out of business. It's like, okay, I got like buku amount of documents. How am I going to get all of that information? And I mean, this program would index, everything you could imagine to find text. This program did. Amazing program. They just went out of business. So I had to get my old computer and I exported all of that text out. You can export those files out to PDF or as text documents, so I could save all of that content. And I thought, okay, I'm not buying Word. What am I going to do? So Pages, it's like, okay, hopefully, as long as Mac's around, Pages is going to be around. So that is what flowed me into Pages. Any other questions? Yes, John. It cannot read it. That's what it's doing. It can't read it. It's old. It can't read it. When you see all of those symbols, the squares and stuff, it can no longer read the document. All right. Next question. Yes. Yes, Jack.
Can you do indexing?
No. No, you cannot. Hopefully, maybe in the future, but no, you cannot. That's the one thing that I looked for as well. All right. All right. My last question. Time to end. Did you learn anything today? All right. Thank you. All right.